was a bit of Clayton Kershaw news or non-news on Wednesday as one MLB insider weighed in on the future Hall of Famer's future with the Dodgers. Today, I'm discussing that update a little bit, and I'm going to share really why I believe Clayton Kershaw and the Los Angeles Dodgers might already have themselves a gentleman's agreement in place on a deal for the 2024 season. This is the All Dodgers Podcast. First, my name is Clint Pasillas. You can find me as Real FRG on the social media platforms, including this YouTube channel if you happen to be watching on YouTube. If you are here on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button. If you enjoy the video, it really does help out the channel. And hitting that subscribe button, hitting the bell, getting those notifications when I do go live is another thing that really helps out the channel and helps my soul when I try to sleep at night. Okay, I'll air quote it. The news. Usually I wouldn't do this, but I haven't done like a standalone Clayton Kershaw update so far since launching the channel. The news comes from The Athletic's Jim Bowden, who says the Dodgers are, quote, keeping the door open for a potential return for Clayton Kershaw, and that they hope he decides to finish his career as a Dodger. Of course, Kershaw announced in November that he underwent an operation, a surgery on his shoulder, on his left shoulder. He's not expected to be back on the mound until late summer, maybe June, July, whatever it may be. But while it's news, this Jim Bowden thing, it's not quite news. At least it's something of an update, and it meshes with what the Dodgers said, what the front office said, has said pretty much all offseason long. The Dodgers absolutely want him back. Andrew Friedman said this about a week after the Dodgers were bounced. They were swept by the Arizona Diamondbacks in the NLDS. They absolutely want him back. They're leaving the door open for him and Ellen, his wife, Clayton Kershaw's wife, to make their decision, giving him some time. But the quote, the ball is squarely in their court, and that the two sides would talk at some point. So, what is the holdup for a Clayton Kershaw reunion with the Los Angeles Dodgers? Two things. One, he just had shoulder surgery, significant operation on his pitching arm, his pitching shoulder. First time he has ever undergone any sort of operation in his career. So, knowing Clayton Kershaw, he's likely waiting to at least be able to even pick up a ball and toss it around a little bit before he decides where he wants to end up, before he even decides if he can pitch again at the major league level, which by all accounts, the Dr. Neil Elitrash, feels confident that he will be able to pitch competitively again and possibly even be better than he had been in recent years with that fancy new shoulder. The second issue, the Dodgers have exactly zero space on the 40-man roster, and it's been a problem all offseason long. More on that in a minute. The good thing about all of this is, as about a month ago, Clayton Kershaw, he did an interview with AM 570's David Vassegh, and said he was feeling pretty dang good at that point. And it was maybe a week or two after Kershaw had announced he underwent that shoulder surgery. So here's a clip from Kershaw's chat with Vassegh.
Well, it was, after the season, it was kind of hard, honestly, for Ellen and I. We, obviously my shoulder wasn't feeling great and trying to figure that part out. And kind of came to the conclusion that, if I wanted to play again, I would need to get my shoulder fixed. And that was hard. That took a few weeks to really talk about and think through and pray through. And Ellen and I finally was like, you know what, I'm not done, and at the same time, I don't want my shoulder to hurt anymore. And so I thought this was the best way to do it. And so we got the surgery, and I'm 5 weeks out now from the surgery, and I think I'm doing really well. I don't have a lot to compare it to. I've never had surgery before, but I really do feel great, all things considered. I'm doing a lot of movement stuff now, starting to strengthen it a little bit, and was only in a sling for like 3 days. So, I really think I'm doing pretty well. And, Shohei, we all were waiting on Shohei, so it gave me a little more time to think about my decision. And we're still kind of in that process now. But, I think, shoulder-wise, I'm excited to pitch again. And I really do think it'll be this summer at some point. So I feel good about that.
So you feel good. You do feel confident hearing Kershaw say like that. Hey, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I was feeling pretty good a couple of days after the fact. He also added to Vassay two important pieces. Backtracking a bit, that conversation or that clip from Kershaw came from the question from Vassay, which was, hey, where are you going? You going to the Dodgers? You coming back home? Or are you going to stay in your natural home there in Dallas and sign with the Texas Rangers? So Kershaw gave his best answer, non-answer, which is what you're going to do at this point of the offseason or that point of the offseason. But Kershaw also added something we've already heard from him before, something that makes a butt ton of sense. Did not like the way his season ended, does not want that to be, I mean, he didn't say it this way, but he doesn't want that to be his last vision of himself on the mound in Dodger blue or even on the mound as a major league pitcher. He also added, yes, he wants to win wherever he goes. He's looking for that second World Series title. So now the reason we're here, if we're going to say this is why we're here, my thoughts are the reason you're here. You're probably not here. You're here to talk about Clayton Kershaw. So these are my thoughts. This is my opinion on it. This is purely speculative. Heard from nobody about this, but I would not be surprised if the Los Angeles Dodgers and Clayton Kershaw already had some sort of deal in place, a gentleman's agreement. As I've said it online, I've said this in past streams, and the issue, the holdup, is that roster spot. The Dodgers are trying to afford themselves the flexibility to go out and make some moves without having to lose talent that's already on the roster. And I think Clayton Kershaw respects his team trying to add talent to the roster when he's not even going to be pitching until June, July, August, whatever it may be. So when spring training opens up and MLB teams are able to be, able to place injured players on the 60-day IL, that opens up a roster spot. And the Dodgers have a few roster spots, a few players that will be going almost immediately on that 60-day IL. So and Kershaw, when he does sign, he would go on that IL as well. But you got Dustin May, you got Tony Gonsolin, and if you really need a spot, you got Andy Pages, who is another guy who had a shoulder surgery prospect, outfield prospect, and he won't be back until the end, till summer-ish, we'll say. So that's what I think. I think as soon as spring training opens, as soon as that IL opens, shortly thereafter, you'll get an announcement from the Dodgers. Clayton Kershaw is re-signing with the Dodgers for 1 year or 2 years and $20-some-odd million, and he's coming home to where he belongs in L.A. because there's a million reasons for Kershaw to want to return to the Dodgers. So it's like, yeah, he wants to. I would hope he wants to be one of the maybe last handful of players to ever stay with one team throughout their major league career. There's a couple that are active right now that could still happen. Fernando Tatis Jr., even though that was a trade. Ronald Acuna. Don't need to get into other people. The stats and the standings in Dodger history, I think that is important for Clayton Kershaw. He's very close to a few major milestones that he would like to achieve wearing Dodger blue. Another reason, his physician, the guy who performed the shoulder operation, is also the Dodgers team physician in Dr. Neil Elatrash. So to have that guy there able to guide you through your first major surgery of your career, to have that guy there, I think that's important. So, yes, a deal with the Texas Rangers is absolutely on the table, and it's a reality for Clayton Kershaw. I think they would welcome him with open arms. You always welcome a Hall of Famer. They added a couple. They added at least one this past summer, last summer, I should say, with Max Scherzer going there. But if Clayton Kershaw's goal is to win a World Series and get his parade, he's returning to the Los Angeles Dodgers. There's no better way to say it. How could you not want to play for this team with all of the moves that they've made this offseason? How could he want to leave now when Shohei Ohtani could be his teammate wearing Dodger blue? But those are my thoughts. I want to know what you guys think. Will Kershaw be returning for his 17th season wearing Dodger blue? How would you feel if he ended up signing with the Texas Rangers? Sound off in the comments below. I really want to hear from you. I'll be responding to all coherent comments that are in the section below. My name is Clint. Find me as RealFRG on the social media things. Hope you enjoyed another one of these shorter videos. Go live on Mondays and Thursdays, and on days when there's big breaking news, and otherwise I'm trying to get you something short and sweet that seems something I care about talking about, and I love talking about Clayton Kershaw. So hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Hit that thumbs up button if you want Clayton Kershaw back in 2024 wearing Dodger blue. And please consider hitting that subscribe button, hit the notification bell to stay alert of all my content as we're here rocking with you all season long.